Friday. Shoot, it's Friday. Wonderful. Man, excited to be here. Happy to kick off this day for those of you tuning in, watching. I hope you're having a great day. I hope this week has been wonderful as we move into the middle of the month. Man, what a good time. Anyways, let's kick off. Start with today's kind of topics. The first one is journaling. I was reading this morning, and it's again, I love these coincidences. And this came from Peter Drucker, and he said, "You find an active practice of writing down the expectations of decisions before you make them." He said that's really the way to learn the value of those decisions, meaning did they meet the expectations or not? And it's actually from that practice that leaders and practitioners become very competent. This month, as part of the Impact Driven Leader Book Club and Roundtable, we are reading the book My Daily Leadership by Antonio Garrido, excuse me, tongue tied, Garrido. And in that is journaling, the value of journaling. I've really tried to embrace this practice the last few weeks myself, and I find myself at times being realigned, being reconnected to why I'm doing what I'm doing. And this mention from Peter Drucker this morning, I think really helps organizations, leaders, boards, anyone say, hey, when we make a decision, what are the expectations beforehand? Too often I think we make a decision and along the way we ebb and flow based upon what's occurred to say, oh, it met expectations or, oh, it's good enough. But if you record it beforehand, man, how much better you can measure that and decide, was that a good decision or bad? The next thing I want to mention this morning is a release of a podcast that I released today. It's called A Mission of Mobility. I interviewed Don Schillendorfer and Nuka Solomon. They are the founder and CEO of a organization called Free Wheelchair Mission. That organization was founded by Don. He constructed a very rudimentary, simple wheelchair about 21 years ago, 2001. And in that time period, they've given away over 1.3 million wheelchairs to people around the world who didn't have the gift and the blessing of mobility, either born that way or an injury, whatever. Exciting conversation. What a cool mission that, fell into my lap, and I was excited to be able to expose and share with everyone, yourself included. I encourage you, check it out, see what they're about. It's a cool story from Don and Nuka. Check out the podcast today. You can watch it on YouTube. You can listen to it, whatever you listen to on your podcast. So hope you enjoy that. The last thing I'm going to leave you with here this morning is my thought of the day. Timing is fickle. There's an adage that said the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The next best time is today. The time to make a decision was some point in the future, and the next best time, in the past. The next best time is right now. See, the process of making a decision, it can be, you think, oh, I got to pick the right timing. Well, there's two best times, either sometime in the past or right now. There may have better time in the past, but the next best time is right now. So go ahead. Make that decision. Start. Now, when you take that action, that can vary. But if you make the decision and time when to take that action, man, that's where all the value comes from. That's where all the discernment, that's where all the wisdom is played out. But just make the decision. Hope you got value from that today. Glad you're here. Hope you have a great rest.